What is up, YouTube, and how you doing? This is Jay Wolf. What's going on? I have an interesting video today. Today, I'm going to be talking about the objectification of men in Hollywood and the movie industry, and how it's perfectly okay to objectify and even sexually assault a man on television. But if it's done behind closed doors with a woman, it's considered rape and all these other things that are going on. So I'm not justifying at all what Harvey Weinstein or anybody else has done. I think it's wrong to objectify anybody. I don't think anybody should be objectified. But I do see that there is a huge lack of any type of preservation to help men not be objectified. It is literally completely okay to objectify a man, to make him a sexual object, to be this way with him, and it's completely acceptable. For instance, Ellen, who is, I believe, a homosexual, who is a women's liberal, who is a feminist, she put up a picture of Chris Hemsworth practically naked, just so she can make all the girls feel good, because she wanted to give them what they wanted. You could tell by his reaction that this was embarrassing. He was in there a suit. He wanted to be taken seriously as a man in a suit for his mind in this room, and she objectifies his body. But that's okay, and she's a feminist. It's okay to objectify a man's body. That's what Ellen obviously is doing and saying here. But it's not okay to objectify a woman's body, because she's gone on record saying things like that. You have these incidences like on stage when my man Zac Efron, he got all ripped for Baywatch, and the next thing you know, he's on stage. He's getting, I think they were hosting an event, and this girl comes up behind him and rips off his shirt. Now he just goes with it, but his first reaction was like, "What's going on?" But then he goes ahead and goes with it because that's what he's supposed to do. You see, men get objectified actually a great deal more than women do. It's acceptable to objectify men in that way. And when women do it, they can get away. Here's another example. Captain America. Chris Evans. I talk out about him a lot on Twitter. I don't really like the guy. He uses Captain America to try to mind wash kids to be Democrats, but I'll do a video about that later on. But the point I want to bring up right now is his co-star on the first Captain America movie said she couldn't help it when she first saw him. She had to just reach out and touch his chest because his pecs were so big. Flip that around. Be a guy on a set with a girl and she has to do a scene where she's topless and you couldn't help yourself. You just reached out and touched her boob. Well, that would be a sexual harassment charge. That would be a lawsuit. That would be a whole lot of other stuff. It's wrong to objectify women, but it's perfectly okay to objectify men. Oprah Winfrey, a known feminist who is against the objectification of women, who talks out about it quite a bit, who talks out about the objectification of women in Hollywood and on TV. She does an interview with Wolverine. He is a married man, and she has her hands all over his abs. And he's supposed to just smile there and take it. And that's perfectly okay. Flip the scene. A male person who is interviewing a woman who has a beautiful body puts his hands all over her tits and stomach, and that's okay. And the husband's just there smiling like, yep. Well, she's very disciplined. She does a really good routine. That's why she's so sexy. It's a little hard on the family, but I'll tell you, it's worth it. I mean, and that's the way his wife was talking about him. They basically completely ignore him. It's the wife answering all the questions. Oprah Winfrey's treating him like he's some sexual object, and this is okay. These are known feminists doing this. So when they try to talk about how feminism is equality, that's bullshit. Because these known feminists, they will objectify a hot, hunky, buff man the second they can. And these hot, buff, hunky men have been programmed, well, to just go ahead and let a woman touch them and do whatever they want. Now, there are some men when I was researching this were like The Rock and other men that were like, excuse me, why don't you take your hands off of me? You know, they have a little bit of self-preservation about themselves. They're like, look, just because you're a woman doesn't give you the right to come up and touch me. You know? And that's the way, and some of these girls, the nerve of them, because they're pretty girls, right? But, like, okay, it's different when it's Scarlett Johansson talking about it, I guess, with like Thor or something like that, because they're both really pretty people, right? Okay, but some of these girls, they're like 7s and 8s, and these guys are 9s and 10s. And these girls, oh, it's okay for them to just run up and touch his pecs and talk to him and everything else, because that's a compliment. Because she's giving him female validation, so that's okay. But when a man does that to a woman, if a man ran up and touched a woman's tits, he'd be arrested. This is ridiculous. The society we live in. Women can objectify men. They can treat them like sexual objects. And that's perfectly okay. And if one of these men decided to say, hey, don't touch me like that, they would look, people would immediately call them gay or immediately assume they were gay because, what, they didn't let some ugly broad that's way under their league come up and touch their body? Do you see how that works? Men have to be objectified and have to be okay with it, and that's perfectly fine. But women, if it happens to them, oh, heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. That is ridiculous. That a woman can grope a man on television and that is perfectly acceptable and he just has to take it. But a man gropes a woman behind closed doors and they make a federal case out of it. Literally. Well, I know this video is pretty short, but I just wanted to get that out. Today's my son's birthday. Special shout out to my boy Joe. We're going to hang out and stuff today, so I don't want to make this video too long. God bless you all. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. Please remember I do have a Patreon page, so if you want to donate some money so I can get a new camera, that'd be awesome. If not, still like, subscribe. Thank you very much. God bless, and I will see you later. Bye.